The stadium breathed as one organism. 82,000 chests rising, falling, waiting. No coughing, no movement, just collective anticipation, hanging like electricity before lightning. This was the moment they'd paid to witness. July 16th, 1988. Giant Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Michael Jackson, 29 years old, sat alone at a white grand piano. The stage lights had narrowed to a single spotlight. The dancers had exited. The band had gone silent. Just Michael. Just the piano. Just She's Out of My Life. This was the emotional centerpiece of every Bad World Tour show. The moment Michael transformed from untouchable superstar into heartbroken human. He'd sung the first verse. His voice had cracked. Right on cue, during the lyric about losing someone. His hand had come to his face, shielding tears the audience couldn't see but knew were there. Now came the silence. 7 seconds of nothing. Let the audience sit with the weight. Michael always used these 7 seconds the same way. Head down, hand covering face, body screaming grief. Count to 7. Signal the band. Resume. Choreograph heartbreak. And it worked every time. Second 1, Michael's head dropped. Second 2, the audience held its breath. Second 3, someone in row 42 started crying. Second 4, Michael was supposed to stay frozen. Instead, something made him look up, not planned, just instinct pulling his gaze toward the upper deck. The cheap seats, faces so far away they became textures. Second 5, his eyes found section 342. Second 6, row 18. Seat 9, a woman, early 30s, brown hair pulled back, holding a small child, a girl, maybe 6, on her lap. The woman was crying. Real tears. The kind you cry when you don't want the child next to you to notice. Second 7, Michael's breath caught audibly, because he knew that face. Older now, tired, but unmistakable. Dr. Sarah Mitchell, his night nurse. Cedars-Sinai, August 1979. 9 days. 9 years ago. The woman he'd promised to call. The woman he'd never called. Second 8. The band was supposed to come back in. They didn't. Michael hadn't given the signal. Was staring at the upper deck, like he'd seen a ghost. Second 11. Michael's hand dropped from his face. From 300 feet away, Michael Jackson and Sarah Mitchell made eye contact. And Sarah's carefully controlled tears became something else entirely. 9 years earlier, August 1979. Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, Los Angeles. Michael Jackson, 21 years old, had collapsed during a Destiny tour rehearsal. Severe exhaustion, tachycardia, mandated bed rest. But the nights were his alone, except for Sarah. Sarah Mitchell, 22 years old, nursing resident assigned to cardiac floor night shift. 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Her first night, she'd entered his room at 2 a.m. to check vitals and found him wide awake. Can't sleep? She'd asked. Never sleep well in hospitals. Most people say that. Then they fall asleep during rounds. She'd wrapped the blood pressure cuff around his arm with practiced efficiency. Michael had smiled. You don't seem very impressed that I'm Michael Jackson. Should I be? Your heart rate is still elevated. Fame doesn't fix that. What made Sarah different? The complete absence of performance in her presence. She didn't want anything from him. Just needed him to be patient number 4127 with an irregular heartbeat who needed to rest. The 9 nights became a ritual. Sarah would check vitals, find him awake, sit in the chair by his bed. Not supposed to, probably against protocol, but the floor was quiet. They'd talk about everything except music. Sarah's childhood in Philadelphia, medical school debt, her dream of becoming a cardiac surgeon, Michael's insomnia, his fear of disappointing people, his suspicion that if he stopped performing, he'd simply disappear. You won't disappear, Sarah had said on night 4, but maybe part of you wants to. Maybe that's different. Night 6. Why do you want to fix hearts? Because the heart is honest. When it's failing, it tells you. I like that honesty. I wish people were like that. Some people are. You just have to find them. Night 8, 3 a.m. Michael couldn't sleep because he was being discharged the next morning. I don't want to leave, he'd admitted. Most patients can't wait to get out. Then Michael had said, Sarah, when I leave tomorrow, can I see you again? Outside of this. She'd hesitated. Michael, there are rules. I'll wait until you're not my nurse anymore. Can I take you to dinner? If you are enjoying this story, please subscribe to support the channel. I don't know, baby. 15 seconds. Michael stood from the piano, walked to the front of the stage, spoke in the microphone, voice raw. I need to stop. There's someone here tonight. Someone I haven't seen in 9 years. Someone I thought I'd lost. 82,000 people fell silent. He pointed towards section 342, the woman in row 18, holding the little girl. Sarah, if that's you, please stay. I'm coming to you. He walked off stage. Emma looked up. Mommy, is he talking to you? Sarah couldn't speak, just nodded. 10:47 p.m. Michael's dressing room. 30 minutes later. Dr. Sarah Mitchell stood holding Emma's hand, facing Michael Jackson for the first time in 9 years. Sarah, Michael whispered. Hi, Michael. 9 years in 2 words. This is your daughter? Yes. Emma. Michael crouched to Emma's level. Hi, Emma. Emma hid behind her mother. She's 6, shy with strangers. He looked at Sarah's left hand. No ring. You're married? Was. My husband died 6 months ago. Car accident. Michael's face collapsed. I'm so sorry. An assistant took Emma to get snacks. The moment they were alone, Michael stood. I called you. October 1979. I tried to find you. Sarah's head snapped up. What? I called the hospital. 5 times. Left messages. They said you'd transferred, wouldn't give me your information. I thought you'd moved on. I never got any messages. I left them. I swear. Sarah's voice cracked. I waited 2 months. Every day. And when you didn't call, I thought you'd forgotten me. You were everything special. But you didn't try hard enough. Anger surfaced. If you'd really wanted to find me, you could have. You're right. I could have. But I was 21 and scared, and then Thriller happened. And I was a complication you didn't need. No, you were the one real thing. And I let you go because I was a coward. Sarah sat. I got married. Had Emma. Built a life. Did you love him? Silence. Yes, but not the way I... She stopped. Not the way you what? Not the way I love the idea of you. For 9 years, I compared every man to 9 days in a hospital. I'm sorry. Just tell me why you stopped the show. Michael sat beside her. Because she's out of my life. I've been performing it for years. But tonight when I saw you, I realized the song was always about you. The woman I let go. What are you saying? I'm saying I made a mistake 9 years ago. And I've been mourning it without even knowing. Michael, I built a life without you. I know, but did you ever wonder? What if I called? Every day, Sarah admitted. Every single day for 9 years. Then let's stop wondering. Stay in New York. 1 week. Let me take you and Emma to dinner. Let's see if what we had was real. And if it's not real, then you go home with closure. And if it is, then we figure it out. Together. Sarah looked toward Emma. 1 week. 1 week. July 17th to 23rd, 1988. Michael cleared a schedule. Took Sarah and Emma to Central Park. Museums. Quiet restaurants. Emma warmed to him. By day 3, she held his hand. Sarah and Michael talked. About the 9 years. About choices. About regrets. Do you resent me? Michael asked. Yes, but I also resent myself for not waiting. Day 7, what happens now? I don't want this to end, Michael said. Neither do I. Do you want to try? Sarah looked at Emma, then at Michael. Yes. 1988 to 1989. They tried. Phone calls daily. Visits when possible. December 1989, Michael proposed. Privately. I should have done this 9 years ago. Will you marry me? Yes. June 1990. Small wedding. Family only. The press found out later. He didn't care. 1990s. They built a complicated, beautiful life. 2 more daughters. 2 demanding careers. But they made it work because they already lost each other once. 20 years later. Interviewer. Your greatest regret? Waiting 9 years to find Sarah again. Your greatest accomplishment? Convincing her to give me a second chance. July 16th, 1988. 11:45 p.m. Giant Stadium. Michael returned after 90 minutes. I'm sorry, he told 82,000 people. Tonight I looked up and saw someone I thought I'd lost forever. He sat at the piano. This is for Sarah. Played She's Out of My Life again. This time the tears were real. So was the hope. In the wings, Sarah held Emma, both crying. During the quietest moment, Michael Jackson looked up and recognized her, not because he'd been searching, but because some faces carve themselves so deep that time can't erase them. 9 years of wondering, 7 seconds of silence, 1 moment of recognition, and suddenly the road not taken was still a road. The love not chosen could still choose you back. If you were brave enough, they were. If you like this story, please subscribe to support this channel.